Hey everyone, and welcome to Burn Pilates. My name is Lydia. Today I'm going to be leading you through a sculpt flow here on the mat. I'm using a set of ankle weights, a yoga block. I have a set of light handheld dumbbells, and my weights are 2 pounds for the ankle weights, 3 pounds for the upper body, and the yoga block is made of cork, so it has some stability to it. You'll want to set up with what feels right for you. Definitely make the appropriate choices for how you're feeling today, the body you have in this very moment. Have some water close by, set your space up, meet me on your mat, and let's get right into our sculpt flow. We're gonna start plain and simple, setting up at the very back of your mat without any equipment, just rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears, keeping your knees soft. Take a full breath in, reach your arms all the way up. Stretch as if you're reaching to touch the ceiling. And on your exhale, take your arms all the way down through your shoulder alignment, draw your chin towards your sternum, and Pilates roll down. Keep your knees soft, take a full breath in. And on your exhale, soften your legs and unravel one vertebrae at a time. Let's go through that one more time, reaching up. Full inhale through the nose, and exhale. Chin to sternum, roll down. From here, bend your knees, bring your thighs separating hip width distance, arms opening up into mat width. Flex your toes, roll your shoulders up and away, feel your neck elongate. Take a full breath in and reverse the direction. Just waking up your body right here, feeling your mat. Flex your toes, and on your next breath in, press up to downward dog. Full breath in, and exhale, lifting your heels up, coming all the way back down, stacking your knees to the floor. Release your shoulders, stretch and gaze upwards. Inhale and exhale. Work through neutral, downward dog. Lifting. Think of this like a tendon stretch coming down. Shoulders away from your ears. Let the belly sink forward. Open up to your back. Press to your ground. And this time when you hold your downward dog, just stay for a full breath in. And exhale through your mouth, grounding your heels into your floor. If it feels good to pedal out, move slow. Keep your hips stable and feel where you're opening up to your arch, where you're stretching through your upper back, where you're finding your floor. Walking your feet all the way in towards your hands one at a time. Let's start to set intention. Bend your knees and unravel. Full breath in, shoulders away from ears, stretch your neck out. Exhale, lift your arms up. Keep your arms long, stretching your fingertips towards the ceiling. Right away, I want you to ignite your stomach wall muscles by honing in on where your ribs can close, where you're drawing your shoulders away from your ears, where you're turning on your obliques, your muscles to stabilize your ribs right over top of your hips. Feel that connection right here, but at the same time you're stretching, so we're working oppositions. The stomach wall pulls in, we get into that cinched waistline, and you're stretching your arms all the way up. Now from here, you're gonna take your arms, open them wide to the side. On your breath in, move to a T, and exhale, stretch on up. Inhale, and exhale. Grow your posture tall and long. And feel where you're taking space around you, lifting up, shoulders drop down, neck is long. 4 more. Last set of 3. Inhale and exhale. Now we're warming up our muscles posturally. You're bringing intention into your core, contracting your stomach muscles while staying long. Turn your palms to face forward, bend and stretch. Inhale as you bend, and exhale as you stretch. Warming up to your lats. Feel where you're pulling your arms down, using Your muscles that engage you all the way from your armpit down towards the center of your hips, core and lats, like doing a chin up in space. Stretch your fingertips wide and go for a last set of 3, pulling down, gaining that extra inch in length through your spine. Last one, you're gonna take your arms, hold right here at 90. Bend your knees, keep your core engaged, and close and open. Warming up the chest, warming up the back. Neck is long. Stomach muscles are active. You're trying to close your wrists with the elbows and forearms all the way in at the same time. Apply a little bit of pressure and then open. Try to avoid this. You don't want your hands closing in on their own. You want to get those elbows all the way in. Get your muscles to fully work in a chain of mobility, full range motion here. Close and open. Now you're going to keep your arms closed all the way in on your last one. Keep pushing into that center, and in a small pulse, lift up. Spine is staying nice and stretched, stomach walls engaged, knees are soft. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open your arms all the way up. Take a stretch, inhale, reach on out and exhale. We're gonna add on the ankle weights. Right away, place them on. As we set up the space also on the floor, what you wanna do is have your block set to the side and stagger your hand weights right at the top of your mat so that they're easy to grab. We're gonna set up from here, standing all the way again at the back of the mat. Keep your knees in a soft, light bend every time you do your roll-up so that you're never locking out. Look what happens when we lock out. The stomach wall goes forward, the back is right away in a hyperextension. As soon as you bend your knees lightly, you've got your body set for neutral. Shoulders roll down, take an inhale and exhale. Start to Pilates roll down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you're down, look forward, keep your knees soft, walk all the way out to a plank. Find your plank, hold your plank, make sure you have your arms staggered where your shoulders can again roll down and away from the ears. Now you're engaging through your upper back by also using your lats. Think of squeezing tennis balls into your armpits. Take a full breath in, stay long. Now activate through your 10 toes, press them down into the ground. Use your floor to feel how the 4 points, 2 arms, 2 legs are actively engaging your abs up, kind of like supporting a teepee or even thinking of a tent when you're camping. You want that bottom framework to support the lift at the top. Bend your knees and walk your hands all the way back in towards your feet. Soften through your legs. And on your next breath in, unravel. Roll your shoulders down, lift your arms up, work through prayer if it feels nice, and extend all the way forward, adding a flat back stretch, palms down to mat, bend your knees deeper down, walk all the way back out to plank, holding here for 4, 3, 2, 1, walking in. Knees soft, unravel, shoulders down, lift your arms up. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Knees soft, flat back on your way down, adding that sun salutation effect into the body, mobilizing as you stretch out, find complete stability and stillness, activate your lats, your back, your core, walk in last time. Just letting your body to feel this fluid train of work. Walk all the way out and hold your plank. Now you're keeping your plank here, so support all the way through your body in finding where you can ground, where you can settle into those 10 toes, 10 fingers, lats, glutes, core, ribs knitted together, neck is stretched. There should be nothing in the wrists because you're using your whole upper back. Modify if you need into any position that feels better for you today. Listen to your body. We're staying here for 4. We're staying here for 3. Last set of 2. Take a full breath in and exhale, heels back and down. Downward dog, see your heels and start to walk 1 foot in at a time. Come all the way into a parallel hip bone width and distance. Bend your knees. If it's easy for you to grab your weights, take them first and then stand all the way up, shoulders rolling down and back. Setting up, right leg staying as your standing leg. Stretch your left leg back, find your floor, and right away hinge onto the diagonal that you've created from your left leg. Your right knee is over top of your heel. You're engaging through your inner thigh and outer thigh to keep that knee parallel. Shoulder and collarbone width wide with the arms. Palms are turned in, knuckles are turned out. Flex your left glute as you ground your left foot into the mat. You're using your left glute here as a firm hold to extend the left hip, opening up to that tight hip flexor muscle. Breathe in through your nose. Keep the width across the collarbones, and then exhale as you pull up and back. Elbows, forearms, wrists gliding next to the hips, pulling up right towards your ceiling, your back wall on that diagonal. Now you're lifting up. Yes, that's one movement range, but you're also stretching forward. So as you bring your arms back down, feel the opposition and keeping your shoulders up and back, making sure that you're pushing, not just dropping the arms. There's a push motion, there's a lift motion, there's a press motion. Always trying to find that pull, push, press feeling. Deep breath in. Keep flexing through your left glute. Go for a last set of 2. Last one. You're going to keep your arms in from here. You're going to stretch back 8 times, tricep extension. Exhale to reach, inhale to bend. Flex your left glute. These movements are no different than if we're on a reformer, if you've taken Sculpt with me in studio in person. These movements are all about finding control and precision with that balance and stability work. Bend your arms, come all the way in, and stand all the way up. From here, we're gonna set up right away, arms lifting up onto that shoulder width and parallel, softly bending to the knees. On your next inhale, open your arms, exhale, close. Now when you open and close, your work is going to be about stopping your arms, elbows and wrists aligned up 90 degrees, right on your shoulder width, thinking also of how you would be if you were in a forearm plank. So you want to see that forearm plank in space. Stomach well tight, neck is long. Keep breathing intentionally. Check that the wrists aren't starting to break into a serving tray position. That would look like this. No bueno. You're training that full mobility. Your arms are like 2 doors. They open wide, collarbone width. We're gonna take the arms forward and back for a last set of 4. Ooh, keep your neck long. Make sure you've got space around you. Last set of 2, last one. Take your arms and from here, bring them all the way down with control. Left leg stays standing, right leg goes back. We set it for the second side. Square off your hips, shoulders away from your ears, ribs knitted in together. Left knee, check that it's stacked over top of your heel. You're engaging that stability and parallel to your inner and outer thigh. From here, the right glute is fully connected to stretch and open you up through your right hip. Feel that your butt is taut. Your toes are on your floor, you're grounding. The abs pull up because gravity is trying to pull us down. Lots to think about. Let's get right away into the arms. Lift, squeezing through your back muscles. Going right into that tricep, lat, and back engagement. Thinking of how you can extend your neck. It's very easy to start to have a neck alignment that right away changes the whole form of your body. So always do a self-check with where you're looking, because if you're dropping down or if you're trying to look up, there's a high probability that somewhere your body is also getting tweaked out of hip alignment, out of that scapular stability. So always check in with your form. Keep pulling up and pressing down for 5. Exhale, 4. Is your right butt actively engaged? You got to think about it to make it happen. Hold your arms up from here 8 times. Tricep extension in and out. Inhale to bend, exhale, stretch. You always want to hold that stretch for a second to make sure that your shoulders are actively engaged. Pulled back, chest is broad, ribs are knitted, right butt is nice and engaged. Keep working here for a final set of 2. Inhale, Exhale, last one, full stretch reach. Bend your arms and come all the way in. Hip width distance and parallel, arms lift back up. From here, shoulders drop back and down. Make sure that your abs are engaged. Turn your palms to face you, knuckles out. We open, we close. This time, you're bringing your weights right into the center, bringing your elbows in a little closer. Check your form. Make sure that your wrists are following the trajectory of your arms. Knuckles face out, knuckles face out. Neck is long. And if ever you have to slow down your movement to feel it out with what you've got in your weight value and what you're feeling through your rotation, always try to get a little bit more intuitive in listening to your body. We're gonna go for a last set of 3. Open and close for 2. Last one. Take your arms, open them up. Now have your knuckles right away facing towards the backs of your rooms. Have your knuckles right away rolled slightly forward. So again, you're not in a serving tray position. Your wrists aren't breaking backwards. You're keeping your wrists right over top of your elbows. This should be work right away. You're gonna keep your shoulders drop down away from your ears. Take a full breath in and exhale. Relax just a bit more. 10 times, we're gonna reach up and down. Inhale and exhale. Imagine you're doing a chin up. You're pulling down. Try to make the lift easy and make the pull down the harder part of the movement. Inhale and exhale. Final set of 5. Last 4. 3, use your weights, grip them in your hands. See how active you can get by that pull down effect. Last 2, finishing with last 1 here. Take your arms and slowly with control, extend down towards the floor. From here, step to the top of your mat, Pilates roll down. Bend your knees first, chin to sternum. Take your weights to the floor and set up. Knees stacked underneath hips. From here, what you want to do is, again, open up your arm stance. Have your hands mat width wide, shoulders away from ears, neck is long, knees are separated in hip bone width and distance. You're going to take your left leg out, reach your right arm forward, taking this right away to an alternating, not quite bird to dog, just opposite arm and leg work, moving from the core, moving from the abs. 2 things to be attentive of right away. You're keeping your spine in neutral by using your abs, but that doesn't mean that you're arching your back, throwing your leg or arm up high where your spine looks like a banana. You're working for ruler length, tape measure length. Exhale. Move at your own timing, but don't go fast. You want to extend all the way out. Stretch your leg entirely from inner, outer thigh, glute, hamstring, and core engagement. There's so much going on in the body. Working with the oppositions here. Deep breath in. Go for 1 more. Each arm and leg. Deep breath in as you lower. Exhale, extend, extend. Finish with a full exhale. Don't rush it. From here, you're going to take your hands down. You're going to lower onto your forearms. I want you to have your hips in a light sit back, flex your toes into the floor, and from here, you're going to lift right away your left leg up, find your tabletop where you're in parallel. Now you're lowering your knee just halfway down. Lift up as you breathe out. Start to control the lower, like you're moving through water. You're pushing, pressing. There's a push that will activate your abs the more you tap into it. You push, controlling, contracting from your abs. Lift. 7, 6, spine long. You're pressing your hips back, kind of like a almost slight downward dog. And the forearms help us because the forearms are lower than the hip bones. Keep your left leg up, small lifts. Squeeze the glute, down, up. Make sure the leg is in parallel. Don't sway your hips. Keep the weight equal as much as you can between that right knee and 2 forearms. Keep sitting your hips back. Go for a last set of 6, for 5, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your knee all the way down and right away, bring your hands to the mat. I want you to open up your collarbones, open up your chest, engage through your lats and back, float your knees up off the floor. From here, we're gonna take it all the way into a forward motion of 2 inches only, sawing forward and back that small inch. Lats are engaged. This is about tapping into your side body muscles. You're drawing the weight of your body back by digging your toes into your mat. Create that resistance for you. The more you create that resistance, the more your core feels it. 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Take your knees, bring them all the way back down to the floor. Release your toes. Second round from here, alternating bird to dog arms. Left arm reaches, right leg lengthens. Come back down, inhale, exhale. Stretch out here. Feel where you're elongating. Feel where your ribs and core have that work to stabilize you in the front. We don't want to go to the point that we're allowing our body to cheat for a look of a movement. We're trying to fine-tune our form, our posture, our precision. And you want to feel where you're using your ground. You're pressing down to equally stretch up and out. Deep breath in. Try to make that transition as synced up as possible. Stretch your limbs out even more than you did on your first round. Last 4. Like somebody's pulling your wrist, pulling your ankle. Feel that opposition. Last 2. Neck is long. You're gonna, from here, flex your toes, lower your forearms down to the floor and mat. Send the weight and energy of your hips back. Feel where your sit bones are looking towards your wall right behind you. You're going to, from here, lift your right leg up. Heel is flexed, knees in parallel. Equally stance to the weight of left, right arm, and left knee. You're gonna lower halfway down. Lift. Now when you're lowering halfway down, the reason we're only going halfway is because I want you to push into tension and energy to control that the knee lowering down is coming from the core. Your hips are back, so your back is right away in a neutral pelvis, neutral spine. And that push that you are making as intentional as you can from your stomach wall is also being worked from the glute. Your butt and abs have the responsibility of stabilizing your pelvis, so we want them both to work. Keep using your hips in that backward press. Last 3. Exhale for 2. On the next one, lift your leg up, hold that lift. Make sure your heel is right over top of your ankle, maybe even closer to your butt. And as you lift into a small upward motion, you're contracting your glute and your abs as much as you can to find that stop at the top. Check where your weight is dispersed. Center your body out. Ribcage pulls in. Exhale for a last set of here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your knee all the way down. From here, stack your hands, open up your chest, flexing through your toes. You're gonna lift your knees up, and from here, take your hips back, downward dog. Inhale. Exhale to hold. If it feels good to pedal out, but make sure that you're not letting your hips start to sway back and forth. Keep them stable. Feel where you elongate through your hamstring by pushing the heel down into the ground, using the floor as your equipment, as your partner. Slowly, you're gonna walk your feet all the way in towards your hands. Bend your knees once you're there. And smoothly, head heavy, bend your knees, unravel one vertebrae at a time, come all the way up to standing. If you need a quick sip of water, now is a great time to take that sip. We are gonna apply the block into a positioning to use as a level of challenge and stability. The block is always optional. Grab your hand weights and setting up, what we're gonna do is starting with the right foot on the block. Your left leg is going to be your gesture leg. Your right leg is going to be your stability leg. You want to have right away the support of your right foot in a parallel alignment where your knee has the most micro bend ever. You don't want to lock out in these exercises. If you're modifying and you're not using your block or you're not using a step or whatever it is that you have that you're using today, if you're standing on the floor, the movements stay the exact same. Your range might be slightly decreased because of the floor. Starting with your arms, lifting up, pull your chest open wide, and take your left leg right away up off the ground where you're stabilizing it just by holding and floating it up off the ground. I want you to work right away with that feeling that your hips are holding the stability that we've taken through our bird dog, that we've taken through our downward dogs, our planks, that we've taken through our single leg work. From here, as you lower your left leg down, if you're standing on the block, your left leg is going to lower all the way down, right underneath your hip bone. Exhale, lift up off the ground. Inhale as you lower, keep the control. Exhale, lift. If you're standing on the ground, chances are your foot will touch right behind you on a diagonal. Once you find the surface that you're working with, or the lack thereof, make sure you're always following that full range of motion and trajectory. Keep pulling your chest open wide, deep breath in, and exhale. Good. Playing with your stability. Your hips are always in that light Pilates sit back. Ribs are knitted in. From here, we're going to add on to the arms. Turn your palms to face up towards the ceiling. And as you take your left leg out, you're going to stretch your arms forward. You're going to make sure, though, that your chest and shoulders are still holding that collarbone width, that openness to the chest that we cultivated. We're keeping it here now. Adding the arms, you're going to feel a lot more through your standing right hamstring and glute. You're going to feel a lot more work in your core. So make sure that you're not allowing your lower back to suffer. If it is, forget the arms, or at least forget the weights. We're going to go for 3 more reps. Woo. Exhale to lengthen. It's not about going high. It's about moving through that control, lifting up and lowering through that press. Final one here. Take your arms forward, but stop where you have your arms still bent. Left leg is up and back. You're keeping your arms exactly where they are, pulling in, stretching back out. Take an inhale as you bend, exhale. You're always stopping right on that angle where you have a bend in your elbows, collarbones wide. Keep your left leg lifted and flex your left glute. Final set of 3, in and out. For 2, last one. You're going to take your arms, pull them in towards your waist, step your left foot back, and right away, you're going to reach your right leg behind you. You're going to stretch it out, turn your palms in, light bend through your left leg, tricep extension, reaching out. You can modify by touching down to the floor if you need for more stability. Otherwise, we're alleviating the right hamstring from having to hold our body in stability, and we're stretching out, elongating the muscle that was already warm, already tight, ready to stretch. This is active stretching and active working. Exhale, inhale, chest is wide, gaze is long, ribs are knitted, core is tight. Keep stabilizing through your left leg, making sure that you're not locking out through the knee. Last 3. Exhale for 2. Last one, extend all the way out and back. Bend your arms in, come up to standing. Sit your hips down, and from here, wrap your core in tight. Open up through your collarbones, palms facing up and down. Reach your arms out and pull in towards your waist like you're grabbing 2 bands of resistance, and you're pulling them in right towards your ribs, right in towards your core. Exhale, pull. 2 things here to check out. You don't want your shoulders rolling forward. You don't want your wrists breaking. That's a given. So maybe the third that I should just quickly mention is that you don't want your wrists pulling up high. I want your wrists following the trajectory of where you're pulling from, which are the lats, the triceps, even the biceps. Exhale and inhale. Last 4, neck is long. Knees are soft, core is tight. For 3. Exhale for 2. whatever weights you're using, even if it's your own body weight, you'll be feeling this. You're gonna take your arms, hold right here, halfway out, where there's a soft bend, where your elbows are lightly, just lightly increased in length, but where your shoulders can stay dropped down and back. Look from right, look from left. Wrists are soft, they're not broken. Keep finding your form. Go for a last look from side to side. And from here, look forward. Arms come down. Relax your neck. Look down towards the floor. Shoulders pick up that tension and roll back. Eyes up to the ceiling, and just give yourself a hold, really light here. Draw your gaze forward. We're gonna switch sides. I'm gonna set my block so that you can easily see my body shape, but as you set up, just make sure that it's your left foot that's standing on the block. You're going to, again, make the choices that are best for you. Shoulders roll down and back. From here, pull your weights in, starting with that same position of stability. You're allowing for your left leg to hold a soft micro bend because you are activating through your left glute and hamstring in support here. Your right leg is going to lift off the floor, but it's not about height, it's about stretch. You're opening up to the front of your right hip, squeezing through your right glute. Now your core engages. As you take your leg down, finding your range of motion from wherever you are today. Breathe in and exhale. Now, the idea of being on the block is that the right leg gets more range of motion because the block is lifting you up. We've added that extra depth. No different than, again, if you're on a machine like the reformer. When we do movements like arabesque, you're on a machine that's lifted off the floor, so the arabesque is where your leg comes down next to your machine. So that's what this is. This is our machine. Inhale if you're touching the floor. Because you're standing on the floor, incredible. Just make sure you're keeping your leg fully stretched. Don't cheat and bring your leg into any bend. Turn your palms up and adding on here, the arms extend. And as you reach, you're reaching out, but making sure that your shoulders are still drawing away from where the weights are adding emphasis into the body. We wanna make sure it's biceps, lats, triceps, not traps, not neck. Always think of resistance as you pull in. The weight is obvious to your body as you stretch out. Squeeze your right glute on that lower and lift. Last 4. Move slow. There's a lift action, but that lower is equally as important. Last set of 2. On your last one, challenge your body right here. Maintain a soft bend through your arms. You're keeping your right leg lifted and you're taking your arms out, pull in, out, pull in, out, pull in, out. Whew. Last set of 4. Last set of 3. Flex that right glute. Challenge yourself right here. Keep your arms soft. You're gonna step your right foot down into your mat, pull your arms into a parallel bend, and from here, extending your left leg all the way out, hovering off the floor. Hips are parallel. Your right leg has a soft bend in it, and we tricep extend back. Challenge your body where it is today. You're flexing your left glute to hold an extended leg up in space. You're keeping your hips square by activating through your abs. Right knee is soft so that it's the butt working from your full foot all the way through hamstring supporting you. Take a full extension out, deep breath in, and exhale slowly, smoothly, come all the way up. Roll your shoulders down and away. Give yourself a moment here if you need to look from side to side. Relieve your neck muscles. Switch directions to your shoulders when you're ready. And just letting that tension and weight disperse through the body as you come all the way down to your floor. Have your weight somewhere out of the way. Have your block equally out of the way. Keep your ankle weights on if you want a light little bit of extra core challenge, but always listen to your lumbar spine. Setting up all the way on your back. Take your legs up to tabletop. Take your hands right behind the nape of your neck. Open your chest wide and open your elbows to the floor. Come down. Right away, activate your lower abdominals. Squeeze your knees together. Feel your feet hold that parallel Flex your feet strong. Take a full breath in and exhale, knit your ribs together. Hollow out your core. From here, inhale, knees are gonna open, hip width distance, maybe mat width distance at the most. Exhale, squeeze your knees together and move from your abdominal wall. Your legs are like two French doors and they're opening up from that hinge support, which is your center, your abdominal wall. Knees and ankles closing in at the exact same time. Press them in center to finish the move with a firm, firm, firm connection, a firm, firm, firm tension, hold and pause so that your body activates. Go for a last set of 3 and exhale. Modify as you need with your arms anywhere you need to help support you. And also know you can always do these exercises from the floor with your feet grounded if you need. We're gonna set up with the legs in a hip width distance and parallel. Deep breath in, exhale, reach your right leg forward, stretch. Inhale, come back, right leg again for the next set of 3. Exhale to reach right leg forward, inhale to pull back. Now, if you're taking your leg and hovering it over top of the floor, don't go lower than where you can hold complete abdominal stability where your lower back doesn't start to arch out. Deep breath in, switching to the left. Right leg stays stable. Don't let the knee start to creep up on your chest. Exhale, press. Inhale, pull back. That's what it is. It's a press and push. You're pressing away, but you're pushing that knee into space, using your abs to come all the way back. Stretch, come all the way in. Keep your legs in tabletop, hip bone width and distance. Take an inhale. On your exhale, allow for your elbows to peel up off the floor. You're going to lift on up. From here, what I want you to do is take right away your right hand towards your left oblique. Keep your upper body lifted. Modify if you need and stay down. Inhale as you stretch your right leg out this time. Exhale, pull back. Go for another set of 3. Last 2. Control the return. Don't swing the leg. Exhale. Switching sides, left hand directly on right obliques, stabilize, inhale. Last 3. Last set of 2. Finishing with your last one here. We're gonna go right away into our final exercise, guys. Hands behind the head, let your toes stretch and crisscross. Reach, inhale through center. Slow it down. Try to get your elbow that's twisting you to your side to touch the floor so you can open up across your collarbones. Exhale, inhale. Pick up the pace for the last 8, 7, 5. Ring out your belly for 4, 3, 2. Last one, side to side, knees to chest, take it down. Relax your neck and right away start to draw circles. Start to calm your breath. Reverse the circle direction when you're ready, opposite way. Taking your feet down to the floor. Just allow for a butterfly to come into play where you're comfortable through your hips to let go. Have your arms in any position that allows your chest to open, allows your stomach wall to just rise and fall with your breath. Just breathe in all the energy that will be good for the rest of your day, that you want to take out of this class with you. And as you exhale, just leave anything that you don't need to take with you today, that you don't need circulating in your body. Whenever you're ready, slowly closing your legs. Another rolling up in center or rolling towards your side. Allow yourself any kind of time that you need to come up, but allow me here and now to say thank you so much for joining me for the Sculpt Flow. I hope that you feel sculpted, stretched, and also focused in how we work through the body, through our mindful movement connections, we get to know ourselves. So I thank you for taking the time and getting to know yourself with me. Guys, have an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. If you enjoyed this class, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to Burn Pilates yet, subscribe so you can join me weekly for classes that you can curate with choice. I'll see you at the next burn, everyone. Have a great one.